Last year, I spent 6 hours a day scrolling and felt miserable for wasting my life. This year, I built a system that wakes me at 4 a.m. naturally and keeps me compounding my wealth, my health, my creation, and my peace. Munger once said, go to bed a little smarter every day. The key isn't doing more, it's every day. The power lies in compounding. In this video, I'll share how I built my inner system, a structure that makes everyday compounding effortless. Most people try to change their life by doing more, reading, hustling, forcing motivation. I did that too. But nothing lasted until I realized your life only changes when your inner system changes. Everything you do, your focus, habits, even discipline runs on energy. So instead of adding more goals, I rebuilt the way energy flows through me. I call it my inner system. 5 traits that keep me compounding effortless: energy, clarity, discipline, patience, and surrender. Let me show you how it works. Energy. We are an energy system. Every thought, emotion, and action shapes how it will flow through us. It's a foundation of execution, but I used to leak energy everywhere through physical inactivity, mental overthinking, emotional pain, and spiritual control. The first step to investing in yourself is to protect your energy. Before learning more or doing more, start by seeing your leaks, the distractions, emotions, and habits that drains your focus. Ask yourself, what drains my energy every day? Then limit your exposure to it. In the past, I could get distracted for days, weeks, even months. Now I can show up almost every day without forcing. Because I finally have a stable energy supply. Since this January, I've been clearing my energy leaks one by one. January, I stopped my biggest leak, the news. It's only left me anxious, so I replaced it with walking and strength training. March, I cut out added sugar and processed foods. My energy became more stable, my focus sharper. May, I ended draining relationships and reconnected with nature. June, I stopped leaking energy at night by scrolling. November, I stopped overthinking by surrendering everything. No longer caring about outcomes. At first, it sounds difficult, and it is. The first leak is always the hardest to seal because it forces you to face what's truly draining you, your habits, emotions, or attachments. But once you fix one, you gain back a little energy and clarity, and that energy makes the next one easier. Each small fix increases stability, and stability creates momentum. Eventually, protecting your energy becomes natural, just part of who you are. The more friction I removed from my system, the steadier my energy became. This energy powers me to wake at 4 a.m., walk 10,000 steps every day, train daily, read, and create. The real power doesn't come from doing more, it comes from removing what drains you. Once energy flows freely, growth becomes inevitable. Clarity. There are 2 kinds of clarity: mind clarity and heart clarity. Mind clarity means seeing the patterns. When energy flows well, the nervous system relaxes, the brain stops operating in survival mode and enters coherence. The thinking brain and emotional brain synchronize, and clarity emerges effortlessly. I used to think clarity came from reading more or thinking harder, but you can't think your way to clarity. You have to clear your way to it. Clarity isn't about knowing more, it's about removing noise until truth becomes visible. Because I've removed so much noise, stabilized my energy, and written every day, my clarity has improved dramatically, even without reading hundreds of books. Heart clarity is different. It's about seeing the direction. It arises when emotional tension dissolves. It's not about ideas, it's about resonance. Heart clarity says, this feels peaceful, honest, alive. You feel it when you surrender outcomes, act from love, or feel deep compassion. That's why heart-based clarity feels quiet but certain. No argument, no doubt. Within 1 week, I noticed Bella Ciao, contemplative role, and meditations all resonated deeply. That inner resonance caused me to learn Italian. That is heart clarity. A direction felt, not decided. Mind clarity shows you how things work. Heart clarity shows you where to go. When both align, you no longer chase clarity. You become it. Discipline. In the early stage, discipline feels like a muscle. It teaches structure and self-respect. But it isn't reliable. For a long time, I blamed myself for lacking discipline. Now I know it wasn't a weakness. It was a system failure. Poor sleep, emotional noise, and energy leaks. Discipline isn't a resource, it's a rhythm. It rises when energy, clarity, and alignment are high and falls when they're scattered. I tried to-do list motivation videos, but it still went off track for days, even weeks. Then I realized that discipline and focus depends on your physiological state. They rise when your body and brain have energy and collapse when they are depleted. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the center of focus, consumes huge energy. When they're tired, your willpower literally weakens. That's why fatigue and stress destroy discipline, not because you lack character, but because your system is underpowered. So I stopped forcing discipline and started designing for it. Go to bed early, exercise daily, surrender, and before acting, I ask myself, does this drain my energy or give energy in long term? Energy is my compass. When it expands, I'm aligned. When it contracts, something's off. The body always knows. Patience. For me, patience equals understanding compounding plus stable energy. True patience doesn't come from forcing yourself to wait. It comes from understanding how growth unfolds and having the energy system to sustain it. 3 facts of compounding. First, the early stage is slow. Building from nothing takes time and invisible effort. Most people give up, not because they fail, but because they don't realize slow is natural. Second, surviving the silent stage. The key is energy management. When energy fluctuates, emotions crave quick reward. But when energy is steady, the nervous system feels safe. And safety allows waiting. Financial stability is also part of energy management because money is stored energy. It's not about numbers, but about inner security. That's why I live simply. The less I need, the safer I feel. With steady energy, I no longer need quick outcome to feel safe. I let things unfold. Protect your energy, simplify your inputs, move, rest, breathe, and think with intention. Third, after the tipping point, growth accelerates. Compounding follows an exponential curve, not linear. At first, growth feels small, but after the tipping point, each gain builds on larger base and progress accelerates almost effortlessly. This visible acceleration gives you hope, not blind optimism, but earned confidence. That's why I can hold my stocks for years with patience. That's why I commit 3 years to YouTube. I focus on living in my compounding system daily because I know the power of compounding. Surrender. The purpose of surrender isn't passivity, it's energy protection. Every time you resist what it is, arguing with reality, replaying the past, worrying about the future, you create inner friction. That friction burns energy quietly. It drains the focus, clarity, and calm you need for creation and growth. Surrender releases resistance, so your energy flows in one clean direction, forward. When you surrender, you stop fighting time, people, outcomes. You return to the present moment where your full power lives. I surrender the wanting to be loved. I surrender control of market timing and simply hold great business. I surrender need for external validation. Every time I practice surrender, my system stops wasting charge on resistance. I no longer waste my precious energy. I protect it. Upgrading your energy system. Every trait Discipline, clarity, patience, surrender connects back to energy. Energy is the root of human functioning. If your energy is stable and flowing, discipline becomes natural, patience effortless, clarity sharp, and surrender peaceful. When energy leaks through fear, fatigue, or friction, all those traits collapse, no matter how much willpower you have. In the beginning, you need effort to build the system. Sealing the first leak is the hardest, but each one gets easier, the second, the third, and so on. Once the system is built, consistency becomes effortless. You'll still be challenged sometimes, but with steady energy, you recover fast. You no longer fall for weeks or months. You realign in a day, sometimes in hours. So if you want to change your life, protect your energy. With steady energy, discipline, clarity, and patience become effortless. And with surrender, your energy stops fighting itself and starts compounding.